Hi, this is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. So today I just wanted to do a quick video, quote me, a quick video. I'm telling you the top 5 books or series that I don't hear enough about. I think they don't get enough love, and I found them on my own, and then I was like, why are not enough people talking about this? So without further ado, I'm gonna get started. Number 5. The Trial by Fire series by Josephine Angelini, and that is Trial by Fire, Firewalker, and Witch's Pyre. This is a trilogy I found probably 4 years ago. I found the first one. It's about this girl named Lily Proctor, who is one of many Lily Proctors that live in alternate realities, and they actually have the ability to do magic, but each world that they're from is different from all the others. So the world she's currently living in is more or less our world here, and because of the special powers that she has, she's actually gets very sick in our environment. Like, she's allergic to things here, and she's always been a really sickly girl, and she doesn't know that it's because she belongs in another place where those things are an asset to her. They mean that she's powerful and that she can do things. So one day she goes to this party with her friends and she eats something that she's not supposed to eat, and she goes into this like almost anaphylactic shock, and she gets pulled from her world into the parallel universe where there already is a Lily Proctor who is sick and she's dying, and she's a very powerful witch in that alternate reality. And so she wants to pull in another Lily Proctor to be able to continue the work that she's doing and to be able to save her kingdom. So that's, all I'll say about this trilogy. I really enjoyed it. Again, it is Trial by Fire trilogy by Josephine Angelini. So check it out. Number 4 on my list is the Defi trilogy by Sarah B Larson. And that includes Defy, Ignite, and Endure. This trilogy is about a girl named Alexa Hollins who, for the last few years, has been undercover as a man with her twin brother in the army, so that they wouldn't get torn apart, because in this land, once you come of age, you're either sent to, get ready for it, it's kind of awkward, the breeding houses if you're a girl, or you're sent to the army if you're a boy, so that kind of like hardened medieval type of world. So Alexa wouldn't get separated from her brother. She pretended to be a boy. And her brother are very good fighters, and they actually end up as the personal guard to the prince of the land. And, well, let's just say there's a love interest possibility there with that prince. But this world also has some magic in it. Alexa herself isn't the magical one, but she's trying to, it's kind of that thing where she's trying to outsmart the magic and protect this world. So again, this is such a good trilogy. Sarah B Larson is awesome. I love also another book of hers I like is Dark Breaks the Dawn, which is a retelling of Swan Lake. It is so good. So definitely check her out. These books are amazing. Number 3 on my list is the Burning Sky trilogy by Rhiannon Thomas, and that includes The Burning Sky, The Perilous Sea, and The Immortal Heights. This is another magic trilogy. Wow, you can see the kind of books that Jen reads. This is another magic trilogy. It's a chosen one magic trilogy. And the main protagonist is a woman named Eolanth Seaborn. That's how the dude on the audiobook pronounced it, because yes, I read these books as they were coming out, and then I actually just did a reread of this trilogy. I'm planning to do a review on these eventually a little deeper, but I wanted to, I'll push these whenever I can because it was so good. I had no idea what was coming with these. So this takes place in a magical world where there are elemental mages. So, you have an affinity for a certain type of magic, being the different elements, so the fire, water, air, and earth. And in fact, in this land, it's really dangerous to have all four of them in your control, because the ruler of this land is called, get ready for it, the Bane. And he actually collects elemental mages and sacrifices them so that he can get their power. Eolanth is first discovered when she calls down lightning to fix a potion that she was working on. And it was foretold that the next elemental mage would be revealed by lightning coming from the sky. So when she does this magic, when the lightning comes down, people from the Bane are sent to find her. However, luckily for her, there's someone else who's been waiting for the elemental mage to appear, and his name is Titus, and he's actually the prince of the realm. So it's this place where like the prince is the leader, but like the Bane is really the one ruling it. So it's this weird kind of relationship or whatever. And he is able to, in this first book here, he is able to get to her before the Bane's forces does. But then he has to convince her that he's the best option to help her and that she wouldn't be safer just going into hiding and running away. So again, this is the Burning Sky trilogy by Rhiannon Thomas. And this was a fabulous, fabulous read. Obviously, I think all of these are. I wouldn't be talking about them, but you know, that's what I'm saying. Check these out. Number 2 is actually the only standalone in this set because, as I've said before, I really love series and trilogies. Long May She Reign by Rhiannon Thomas. And this book is a standalone novel about a girl named Freya who is 23rd in line to the throne, and she gets invited to the king's birthday. So her father makes her go because he's very political and conniving, and she's not. She's 23rd in line. She just wants to do her science experiments. She's super cool. She's a scientist. She's really smart. And so she goes to the party, and the cake is poisoned at this party. And she had happened to leave early to go back to her lab. The cover on this, sorry, it's distracting me looking at it. It's so beautiful. She had left early to go work on her science experiment. So she was actually, supposed to die too. And all 22 people in front of her die in one night. So she takes the crown, under a lot of suspicion, because the people, on the council of the king are kind of like, why are you the next one in line for the throne when all these people were murdered? What did you have to do with it? Did your father plan it? Why do you want to be queen? And so she takes over a pretty unstable government. And the unlikely person to help her through this is actually the king's bastard son, who, some people think that maybe he did it. There's a bit of a mystery around who murdered all those people, and is Freya really the best person to be the monarch when, she's only 18 years old and she just wanted to be a scientist and work on that and never wanted to be queen. So Long May She Reign. This is by Rhiannon Thomas, and it was a great standalone. I don't usually pick them up if they're standalones, but this cover was so beautiful and I, was feeling frisky that day, so I went for it. So check this one out. This is definitely worth your time. All right, and finally, the number 1 series that I haven't heard enough about. And this might surprise you because there are some people on BookTube who are reading it. I mean, I'm sure with all these books, there are some people who are reading it. However, I have yet to see one of the booktubers I follow finish it. And I think that's a shame because as you'll see, the first novel was difficult for me as well, but the series just really opened up and got so amazing after that. So, and that would be the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. I'm going to set these ones down because they're going to fall out. So the Fallen Kingdom series, wow, there's quite a story behind this. I'm not going to go into the entire thing because I promised a shorter video, which, means less than 30 minutes. This will have to be its own video someday. Who knows? I don't know what's happening here. But this, to me, is it has shades of Game of Thrones, shades of magic. There's romance. There's an enemies to lovers storyline, which I adore. That's not always my favorite trope, but I really liked it in here because I feel like they gave it enough time to happen. Even in enemies to lovers, sometimes it's they hate, and then they'll kiss each other or something, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I love you. No, this one let it breathe. They made you work for it. I was like, are you people going to realize that you're perfect for each other or what? Come on, move along. Let's go. But anyway, this this takes place in the world of Mythica, and there's these 3 kingdoms that are fighting with each other, and there are different characters in each one. The main like 4 of them are Princess Cleo, who she's the princess of Arianos. There's Prince Magnus and his sister Lucia, who their father is evil and is trying to take over all of the kingdoms. And then there is Jonas, who is from Pelagia, which is kind of the lesser of the 3. And his inciting incident is actually that Princess Cleo's betrothed actually kills his brother. So that sparks his rebellion, that sparks him wanting to take down the crowns. But there's really a bigger battle going on than just what had happened to his brother. And so Jonas has to kind of learn that going through. So I'll list these real quick. So this is Fallen Kingdoms, Rebel Spring, Gathering Darkness, Frozen Tides, Crystal Storm, and The Beauty. Oh my gosh, this book was so good. Immortal Reign. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you check any of these out because of this. These books all have been so good to me. I'm so glad that I picked them up against maybe unpopular opinion, or I just hadn't heard about them, or they looked good on the bookshelves. I mean, they all were worth my time, and I hope you'll check them out too. So yeah, so this was my shorter video. You almost believed me, didn't you? Yeah, well, maybe not, because you saw how long the video was. But thanks for coming along. Let me know what you thought about them. Give this a like if you can. I'm doing this now, people. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and come back next time to the Book Refuge. Bye.